We are live. It worked on its own.
No, we're not.
Yes.
I don't think we're live yet.
I think so.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. We did it, guys.
Hi, everyone.
Holy fuck, there was not a panic attack happening at all.
Everybody all talk at once.
We made it online. Yay, that was hard, but we did it for our first stream.
So
Good job, Rocky. So I'm Erin Graham, and I had a special new Lammy surprise yesterday. I think this Lammy's about a week early, but it was a single, so I guess it was done, and it was born, and it's so cute.
Can I show the video of it? I'm going to show a video of it.
Yes. There we go.
So adorable.
Your birth, you're a
it's so cute.
Lammy.
So this ewe is kind of a Charlet cross ewe, and his face is just solid speckles.
Oh, he's adorable. He's adorable. I wish. That's okay. I wish. I could just squeeze them.
Yeah, and he's really
I wish I could
friendly.
squeeze them.
Right
How many lambs were born then, Erin?
Sorry, what?
How many? How many?
Just a single. She just had a single. A big boy. And the girls have gotten him so friendly that he already lets you scratch his chin, and he's bouncing and playing, and Olivia named him Blue.
Oh, that's his name is Blue?
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Aww. I'm not sure why. She just decided Blue.
That's good, though. It's better than... Never mind. And then, who else is here? Holly.
Yes. Yeah. Hello.
Still safe
Why
from
don't you tell everybody who you are?
Hello, friends. You may know me as Leaf from Sergeant Sniper's live streams. We decided to do a ladies live stream, and I'm over here now. So if you want to drop a subscription over to here and come and support us, that would be fantastic. You're going to love these ladies. And yeah, that's about it about me.
All right. And then Miss Jarna.
I am the odd woman out. I'm from Minnesota. Actually, I'm not Canadian at all. Some people might know me as Yarn Saxa 1418, or if you're like one of my normie friends, it will be Shanae. That's my real name. Just so everybody's aware. Yeah, I'm the pontoon lady.
The pontoon lady.
Yes, you
say it again.
Pontoons.
Say it again.
Pontoon lady.
You're Canadian enough.
So
yeah.
You are. You're
and,
like
and
honorary.
That means she actually sells pontoon
Canadian
boats, because I had to ask this. I wasn't clear on what that meant. Because I know people do have them in Canada, but I think it's a little bit more like an American thing.
It is, but actually you'd be surprised how many we sell to Canada. Like we have quite a few up there.
Erin, by your house, there's a pontoon sales place on the highway coming in.
Yeah, well, they sell
it's very
sorts
fucking
of boats,
weird.
but you're right. They do have a pontoon boat out there. That's true.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know how many of them they sell.
I think
they're where they for. Aren't they for like weedy, marshy?
No, it's lake cruising. It's like a lake Cadillac. It's a culture around here in Minnesota. Like every lake has a ton of them. It's unreal.
Oh, is that like the pontoon boats? Is that like the party barges with the two air tubes?
The two big floats on the bottom, and then a big platform, and there's usually side rails, not the party barges. We don't sell those.
That's what we call them up here.
Oh. See, we actually have party barges that are like way bigger, and then you'll have like a triple tube instead of just two tubes, and they're longer, and they actually have like house enclosures and stuff like that.
Nice. That would be fun.
Some people just live on the lake up here.
Oh, wouldn't that be cold?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Cold in the winter.
Well, no, not in the winter. Of course, they all go back home to back to winter in like Arizona
fancy
or
mansions?
Florida or whatever. Yeah, pretty much. And then summertime is spent at the lake house or the cabin.
That makes sense. Because it gets really cold in Minnesota in the winter, right?
Well, it does, but this year we only had about a 2-week snap. And
same with us.
We have no snow right now. There's no snow on the ground up where I live, which is weird because I went down 3 hours south of me and they had like a good 7-8 inches on the ground.
Oh, that's like here. I went to Grand Prairie. I wore Crocs there. It was so dry. And here in Vulcan, I can still go snowshoeing on my farm. So there's a huge difference in Alberta too.
That is weird.
Yeah. Okay, and Rocky needs to introduce herself.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm Rocky. Some of you know me as Chantel. And or Cocky Rocky as I've been this week. It's been a lot of fun. I'm in Calgary, and what else can I tell you? I've got 3 kids. And we're just doing this live stream for, I don't know. There's just too many. I think there's just too many men out there streaming right now. So we need to bring a little balance to the stream universe. No offense to the men that are watching. And also, I noticed that our mods are talking. I can see them. So Commander Osis, is that his name? Is it him?
Yeah. That's Mr.
Thank you
Mr.
to the mods.
Osis to you.
Yes, Mr. Osis. Well, the mods, thank you for coming. There might be a few mouthpieces in there that are great, though. Just if they're not being rude about us, just let them stay. They might be rude just to be rude if they're rude.
Yeah. Okay, so like
we
we'll
love them, but they're fun.
We're free speech space, but this is our space, so we determine the speech.
For real.
This is a dictatorship. It's not a democracy.
Right. No, there's no dicks involved in this.
Oh, right. What would you call that? A badge-tatorship?
Yes, a badge.
All right. Okay, girls. So before we get into it, let's play our super awesome intro.
Oh, yes.
You ready?
Yes, we should.
We're all like professional and shit.
Yes. Well, it really... Holly.
I had to play that.
That was the wrong one.
Oh,
did you not?
That's the vanilla. That's the vanilla one.
Yeah,
vanilla ice.
Where's the audio for the other one? Because I said we give Matt a little shout out. Can we just do that one more time? I mean, this is our first. This is
I think we can.
Sorry, can we do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that all right? I know people are really sick of it, but we've watched it 100 times. How do I find it? Present. 1 minute, kids.
Oh,
Holly, you guys tell a story.
Yeah.
What's your cat's name, Jarna?
It's Freya.
Nope, never mind. Sorry.
Tucker, come on.
What's happening?
See, I warned everybody when I shared out this link that this is going to be a shit show because we don't know what we're doing. So please set your expectations.
I think it's very smoothly. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, Holly.
No, absolutely not. Like, I don't care.
We haven't accidentally uploaded porn yet. We're doing good.
You remember the Mad TV skit where they're like, lowered expectations?
Yeah. Yeah. We just hope the people in the chat just love us.
Yes. Okay.
Bear with us.
And bear with us.
Yeah. I love lowered expectations. I think of it all the time, especially when you're looking through dating apps.
Oh God, online dating is the shittiest thing in the world. I won't even do it now. Will not do it. How do we?
I'm happy.
That's where I met my husband. That's where I met my husband with online. But this is like 13 years ago, 12 years ago. So this was in the birth of online dating. And let me tell you, the amount of dick pics that I got unsolicited was unfortunate. So, I mean, I was sassy back then. So I would save the big ones, and then just send them back to the other dudes with like, wow, nice dick. You want to see mine? And send them a picture back.
Oh, I love it.
So that leads into our
Good
topic.
for you. Well, at least you know that's a very good way. I think that's a mature way of handling it. I mean, you could have always made a music video about it. I mean, that'd be weird. Who would do that?
Nobody.
I would do that.
No.
I would totally do that.
No,
don't
that
send
would
dick
not be
pics. If
appropriate,
you don't want them
Rocky.
to enter a music
Idea.
video, don't
Moral
send
of
dick
the
pics.
story is
And they will enter a music video.
It'll
It'll be
to people on the
critiquing.
internet.
Yeah. Just please don't.
Just
Okay,
don't.
I found it. So just give
that's
us
the
1
moral
second.
of the story.
Okay, guys, I found it. And the reason I really want to show
Girl,
this
shit's fucked.
Is that what we're talking about? The Real Housewives of Alberta.
And Minnesota, don't you know?
We just can't shut the F up.
Miranda, why are you biting your hand? Yes. So some people might be asking who the other ladies are, and that is there's Jackie, she's in there. Miss Loretta. Whoops, back off. Sorry, learning how to use this thing. Jackie and Loretta are also in that picture. And Jacqueline will be coming on in the next little while. And hopefully Loretta. Anybody who wants to come on, honestly. We don't yes, this is a vagina ship. What is it called? A vagina ship? Yes, it's a vagina ship, but
Vagtator
we're gonna invite what is it?
A vag.
It's a ship of vagina. A vagitator ship.
evolved to this already.
It's now a vagina ship. Anyways, they're gonna come on. Fighting dicks with dicks. I'm sorry, I just got distracted by the comments. So they're gonna come on, and hopefully Danielle will come on as well and talk to us about what happened at court and stuff like that. And then we've got but really quick, I just want to give Matthew Bates a shout out because he did our intro, our mashup, and it was so good that he's a little audio engineer here in Calgary, and he did a great job.
good.
So thank you, Matt.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
thank you,
did.
Matt.
He did great. And thanks, Patty, for trying to help me. All right.
Did you say Matthew?
So real quick, I just wanted to tell you girls about.
Did you say
Yeah.
Matthew Bates?
Do you know him? Because he.
No, I just was laughing because you're like vagina ship and Matthew Bates.
You
No.
dirty girl.
It is. His name is Matthew Bates, but he's such a nice kid, anyways, and he did that for us. And I'm sure he was like, at the quality of videos we sent him to use our audio, I'm sure he was like, what the fuck? But he did a good job.
I'm
It's
sure
great.
there was a lot. There's a lot
But
of
yeah,
eye
so I
rolling.
just really quick wanted to touch base on the. Yeah, there was 100%. I'm sure he messaged my daughter. He's like, your mom's fucked, but that's fine. I wanted to touch base about the Coots 4. Well, I guess now it's Coots 2, but whatever. I'm going to probably refer to them as the Coots 4. Tony and Chris had court today. I know a lot of people went down to Lethbridge to get into the courthouse, and they conveniently changed the courtroom to a small room where there's only 20 people were allowed in. There was 200 people who showed up. So that was really inconvenient for everybody. Some people who hadn't been there since the beginning, who were not family, got in, even though, they just showed up today. Like, they're just going to be the hero now and show up now. I know there's one troll that got in that a lot of people weren't happy about, but I haven't heard the final outcome of it because we got busy doing this. So maybe Danielle will be in here later or an update. And then
Good.
as well as, and I put their information in the ticker below. So you guys can send letters to Chris Carver or Chris Lysak. But we can't forget Mr. James Sowery because he's a little sweetie who got sentenced to 10
and
months
I
in
missed
prison.
a call from him.
Very
when I was sick
disrespectful.
and had a fever. Unfortunately, I'm
Fuck,
gonna have to
no
write him a
excuses.
letter and apologize.
Well, that's too bad. No, he's a sweetheart. Yeah, he is
No.
a sweetheart. And he's in 10 months for hitting a pylon in jail, Jarna, here in Canada. That's what you get, okay? You don't hit the pylons here. It gives cops post-traumatic stress disorder. And I just want to tell a funny story about the court. So, like, I know.
Well, here they burnt the fucking third precinct down during the riot. So, I mean, you could only imagine what the PTSD on those cops was during those riots.
Well, they actually probably had a bit of a reason. Yeah, no, they didn't. Well, James is at the trial or at his sentencing. It was, honest to God, it was the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. They had the cop wasn't there in person. He couldn't be there in person, so he was reading over or the Crown was reading his what do they call that again? Victim impact statement. He was reading it, and he's reading it super dramatically, and it was like, "I'm afraid to pull over big trucks now. And my life has been really ruined. And I thought I was going to die." When he said those words.
Don't forget the part where he said that the truck veered directly at him.
Yes. Well, that's what made him fear that he was going to die. No, it wasn't. But this is what this cop says. And as he's saying this dramatic victim impact statement, Aaron and the lady in front of us burst out laughing loudly. And then other people laughed. And then the Crown stopped and told everyone, stop laughing. Told the judge they're laughing. Then we had to. Can you imagine being that cop though? You're sitting there. You think you're going to get your vindication today, and then all of a sudden you hear them stop to tell people to stop laughing at him. Like, what a fucking loser though. So, anyways, James is in jail for 10 months. So you can send your letters to him at the bottom there on the ticker. And he is a great guy. He did not mean to hit the pylon.
No. That was the worst part of that whole thing was that they had to speak. It was.
But he's been getting a lot of buttons
on purpose. Like they had to speak like he did it on purpose through the whole thing. That was very hard to listen to.
Even though they said in sentencing, they said, we know you didn't do it on purpose. You weren't intentionally trying to hit him. But
in sentencing, they said that because he's not admitted guilt, that they know he shouldn't show remorse or feel remorse because he said he hasn't done it. Yet they continue to repeat over and over and over that he should be remorseful for what he's done to this man, this poor man. And this man's victim statement was just so ridiculous. It's just, I couldn't help but laugh. I'm sorry. And it was me. I was the one that laughed because the lady in front of me was so close to laughing. I couldn't stop. It wasn't just me that found it.
Well, I found this video today. It was funny. No, it was funny. I wanted to laugh, but I knew better than
it was ultra ridiculous.
But I found this video today actually, and I hope the cop is. I hope this cop is not watching because he might get traumatized by this video. But this was.
Yeah, so this is
it's a very scary video.
Trigger warning.
I need
trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
All of our sensitive viewers.
Let's see. Hopefully, it's the right one. Hold on. Where are we going? Sorry, I did it wrong. Where is it? Where is it?
Oh,
there we go. That's terrible. There's a lot of
What the fuck
so that's Neil the Seal.
Was that live action? Is that what actually happened?
That was Neil the Seal. He's in Neil the Seal is, I don't know if he's somewhere in Australia, I think. Anyways, he's harassing this town. He won't leave. And they put up pylons around him to keep him safe. He said, fuck the pylons, just like James Lowry. Neil the Seal hasn't gone to jail yet. Soon. No. So anyways, if you guys are watching and you're just sitting there bored, send a letter. Send them a letter. They're so nice. And they've just been so fucked over by our judicial system. But don't send nudes. Don't fall in love with them if you can.
No.
This is going to be a short-lived experience. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking about all of the Coots for all of them. They've been isolated from the real world. And thank God people have sent them a lot of letters of support and phone numbers. And they've made friends with people they never knew before. They visited people they never knew before. And I imagine it would be a relief, but it would also be intense sort of as it starts to wear off once you get out. Like,
yes,
reality is going to set back in. Real life's going to set back in. There's no more celebrity status attached after a while. And I'm wondering what that looks like for them. I feel like that's going to actually be a hard part. I think it would be hard. To go from all to none. Like, not that they'll get none, but you know what I mean? Real life will kick back in for them.
Well, yeah, to go from
So,
just
I
a
don't know.
normal human being with a small social circle of friends to all of a sudden now celebrity status and your name's in the newspaper and you're getting all this attention, and then to go back to normal, that's gotta fuck with the head a little bit.
Definitely.
Completely. Yeah.
And I know
So I
that
don't know.
one of
There's
them
got to be
felt
some
the
parasocial
pressure.
relationships in there.
Yes.
Well, that leads right into our topic for today. That was very smooth.
Weird. It's like we planned it.
It's like we planned
So
it that way.
It was as smooth as sandpaper. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so what we're talking
Continue
about today,
on.
I'm going to continue. What we're talking about today is the concept of a parasocial relationship, just as we were talking about with Mr. Sowery and getting tons of attention and tons of letters and tons of admirers that from people that because they've read about him in the paper, because they had read about his story, they had listened to the online streams, listened to the different news stories. A lot of people developed a relationship, a one-sided relationship with him. And that's what a parasocial relationship is.
Right.
Now, let me go to my screen.
I don't think I've ever been in one of those. I've never been in one of those before.
Bitch.
You're not.
No,
what? What do you want me to do? Am I supposed to share something?
No, I'm doing it. I got it.
I've never watched a stream. I've never watched a stream. I've never got interested. I know. Ugh.
Okay, so this is what we're talking about today is parasocial relationships. Now, I just went to the source, Psychology Today, just for a description of what a parasocial relationship actually is. And essentially, it's a one-sided relationship with a person who develops a strong sense of connection, intimacy, or familiarity with someone they don't know, most often celebrities or media personalities. And so this relationship only exists in the mind of the individual. It only exists in your mind or in your imagination. And then you experience what you think is an actual relationship with the person that you're watching in a movie or that you're reading in a book. Or now in our modern age, we have live streamers and media personalities, YouTubers, etc. Now, that gives you the illusion of intimacy, especially when it comes to online personalities, live streams where you can interact, just like we are now with our chat, talking live with people. I'm sitting here right now in my living room talking to all y'all, and this can develop what there's a sense of what who I am and what I'm about and what my face looks like underneath this light with this makeup on. Believe me, I do not look like this in real life.
Right.
So
I do.
Although parasocial relationships relationships are inherently imaginary, they can feel real for the person that's experiencing them. So you do experience these types of relationships as a real relationship.
I do think that's true. I've seen it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And from what I looked up, it was because as early man developed, you would know everyone that you talk to. That is your basis for the framework of a relationship. Mm-hmm. So as man moved ahead and then they learned to write fiction stories, now people connected with fictional characters in a way that they didn't have a framework for, so they fit it into a regular relationship. So you do build an intimacy, you gather information about this character, or even a politician, a podcaster, a celebrity, all of these people. Some of them can be real, some of them can be fictional characters, but you can build the exact same parasocial relationship with both of those categories.
Which is fucked up. But that's probably why you're seeing like people when we see like, different streamers or whatever, you see they have like a real, their fan base is very aggressive. Like, and if you don't agree with necessarily everything that streamer's saying, they actually just they feel like you've attacked them. They take it very personally, but it's not. about that. It's usually about the subject for the most part.
Yeah.
Until it's not.
Yeah.
But,
And
like with
Sorry.
the Super Bowl and everything, how the Tay cultists were all like, way and like, oh my God, you can't make fun of her. You can't. She's a good, you know what I mean? And then they like all attack.
She's perfect.
Eat each other alive online, like over Taylor Swift. Okay, I mean she got so high up there that they teach a university class about her. Like, so could you imagine like her diehard fans going to earn a college credit because they're so obsessed with her?
Oh my God.
Well, I got a PhD and I got a PhD in.
They probably talk a lot about like culture and just modern culture in that class. I don't know. University classes can be quite out there, and there's a lot of them.
Fucking weird.
And Taylor Swift was also used in this Jennifer Barnes's TED Talk about parasocial relationships, and she's like a psychology professor from the University of Oklahoma and a fictional writer. And she was talking about Taylor Swift too in her talk, because she said so many people really feel like they know Taylor Swift and like have a real love for her. So then
that's
her
fucking
and
creepy.
And one of her students and her did a study, and they polled people and they said, like, if you meet somebody, let's say you go to a conference and you hang out with somebody, or like, let's say you just talk to them a couple times, or your favorite fictional character. So if either of these people dies, let's say both of them die, who are you going to feel the most bad for? And people chose their favorite fictional character over the real person. And they even said, I know I should choose the real person. Like, I should feel more sad about the real person. But I quite honestly would miss my favorite fictional character more. So I'm going to feel more sad over that.
I feel like that kind of probably happens too when you're in a situation and you have this idea of somebody. Oh, that's my boyfriend.
I saw this. Sorry to interrupt, but I saw this this comment. And it ties back into what we're talking about. The parasocial relationship is a business pattern. So people use it to make money, but also the followers, they don't want to look a fool. Now, if you go into a relationship with a celebrity, such as people like Taylor Swift, normal person will understand, okay, this person is a celebrity. I'm giving this person my money to go to her concerts. I'm buying her t-shirts. I love her music. I don't, but she's fine. But like, I love her music. I'm going to wear her t-shirt. I'm going to support her because I believe in her. And when it gets to the part where it becomes improper or damaging to people is when they do get into that situation where they're taking university courses to get a degree in Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
And that's when if someone like me were to say, oh yeah, Shake It Off is actually, it's a cute song, but I really I don't know any of her other songs. So I don't like song ABC. And I think it's kind of repetitive. They would feel hurt physically by the fact that I don't appreciate it and I don't love it. So that is
exactly what's happening with the online communities.
Yes, and that's what happens with online communities.
I do that with Tool. I love Tool. I used to hate Tool, the band. I used to hate it.
Do you have a
but like when somebody tells me they don't like Tool, I'm like, oh man, you just gotta listen to it enough, and like it'll grow on you. Trust me, it'll grow on you. You'll love it. Listen to the words, man.
Oh, ammo. The Swifties are gonna come and get you.
How do you call her ass pancake? That's okay. Let them say whatever they want. Anyways, continue on. But what? You know what? Actually, really quickly, Holly, really quick. Sorry, then you can continue. Sorry, I had a friend who used to have parasocial relationships with waiters. I shit you not. Anytime we go out, this girl was so fucking broken. Anytime we go out, we get a server. You know how a server's polite and they smile and they ask you what you need and whatever. She always thought that they were like, she always next leveled it. Like they were really interested in her, or they really cared about what she felt. Dude, they're serving you. They don't give a shit. They want a good tip. step at the end. This is not a relationship. You need to calm down. But she was real worked up over it. Over the,
really?
the
That's
waiters.
weird. Yeah.
It is fucking weird. Sorry. And I know she's not watching tonight, so we're okay.
No, and I feel the same way with fictional characters and stuff like that. Like I remember reading novels and feeling sad when the novel was over because I was no longer a part of that world. I was no longer a part of, that character's life.
Yeah.
And I mean, this makes sense here. Like if a character in a fandom I care about dies, I care more than some person in China getting into a car crash. So there are positives,
right,
to parasocial relationships.
And actually, this lady said, Jennifer Barnes was talking about how they actually give people sort of like a sense of having a larger circle of friends. There can be benefits of it. And it can buffer you from losing other social relationships. Right. And it can help you join some other social relationships.
That's how I met you guys.
That's right.
It is. It's how we all met.
Social relationships.
It was. Thank God for that. That's the only good thing that's really come out of it.
Yeah. Thank you. I met all these beautiful ladies that are on screen here. I've met everyone in real life except for my American friend. But hopefully one day be able to.
We will one day, Jorda.
We will. We'll come storming down. But
I've
been able to meet ladies in real life and have a beer, look at each other eye to eye, have those conversations, and that's where you build a real relationship out of your parasocial. You get to know the people. Yep.
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest things when like when you start to get the sense that like something's not right within that community. Like you're feeling things are changing in your life. Things are feeling like, well, this doesn't give me the same feeling that I used to, when you're getting in that community. And then it all changes and it's like the blinders get taken off and you're like, oh, holy crap. What was I just into? I just dove headfirst into this book or to this movie or set of TV, whatever
group, or even an online group or an online whatever.
Completely ignoring any other than the basic things: eat, sleep, work, whatever. Eat, sleep, work, watch, whatever, or be involved in this. Like it's a pretty humbling experience to finally open your eyes and be like, holy shit, I can't believe I was using that as a crutch. It's almost like an addiction or a coping mechanism in a way, like, because I think we can all say that COVID kind of brought this sort of thing together. We were all watching podcasts or in chat rooms or anything because people weren't in person at home because people were afraid. And then to top it off, you add alcohol or you add drugs to it, and it can make any kind of group really just like, whoa, when you step back from it.
Totally.
Yeah. There becomes a
I think it's hard though once you're in a parasocial relationship. What? Oops. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying there becomes a microcosm where it's like that's their normal now and they're not being exposed to outside normal. And it's like that's not normal, actually.
It's not normal at all. When I started going back out and hanging out with all like my girlfriends, sober people that I haven't seen in forever, like I felt a lot better, to be completely honest. Like getting out, going to the gym instead of hiding in my house and doing things other than going to work and coming home. Like you feel human again when you get, you put your phone down or you get off the computer and stuff like that. That's huge too. Like when you get into a bad parasocial situation and you're trying to get yourself to come out of it, like, pay attention to your real life relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because those are where it's at. It doesn't, I mean, yes, we've all affected each other in a certain way, and we share certain, you know, beliefs and feelings about things, and that's kept us close, but we've never met each other.
Yeah.
Like physically. So like that's I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm rambling.
I think COVID
good.
divided everybody, and that was the point, so that you had people without their solid relationships anymore, and they were just floating freely. And then it was a perfect environment for parasocial relationships to really grip onto those people.
Right. Yep. And they didn't have anything that you need to like keep your mental health. Like people were really on their own. You couldn't go to your therapist. You couldn't go to treatment. They were like,
you couldn't go to the gym. You couldn't go to the coffee shop. No. And I think that's why this topic is our first topic, because it's something that brought us together as friends, but it's something also that we all realized kind of at the same time. Was that real relationships are more important than online chat rooms and live streamers and stuff like that. Like I still hold dear to a lot of the friends that I did meet online. Sorry, I do still hold dear a lot of the friends that I made online, like a couple of the people that are in the chat right now supporting us. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
And those relationships are 4 years old now, and I do consider them dear friends. But we've built that relationship and talked back and forth. If it hasn't been in real life, it's been in live streams or in chat rooms or in voice chat rooms or stuff like that. So there are positives to it, but when it becomes predatory, that's when it becomes an issue, especially if you have a live streamer that's preying on the worship and the love that people are pouring out. And usually it's in the form of financial
donations
and mentioning people in the chat, talking about the friends that they have in chat. That gives you that rush of endorphins. And I've experienced it too when I've been in chats and people have recognized my name because I've been there a while, and they say hi. And I'm like, oh my God, they recognized me. They must love me. Not really, but so it's a very fine line to dance. And as females, because we are emotional creatures and we are more apt to follow along, go along to get along, and we are relationship driven creatures, it's easier for us to fall into that being taken advantage of and stuff like that. So it's something that we have to be careful of as ladies and gentlemen that are out there. Make sure that you're involved in your lady's life and, you know, understand what she's watching and what she's participating in. I'm not saying go in and monitor her life, because I mean, we're grown ass bitches. We can do what we want, but because you love that person, you want to protect them and keep them safe and make sure that that you're involved too.
Yeah.
So I have a pretty unique story about my own parasocial relationship. Back when I first got clean, this was about like 8 years ago. I had picked up this book by a man named Brian Welton. Then I read it and I thought that I was like, God, why can I not find a man who thinks like this? You know, I just love this author. So like I looked up all the rest of his books and I pretty much read them all and became like the #1 fan. I wrote him like a message. I just wanted to say, hey, you know what? It was after like a couple years clean, and I'm just like, I really want to thank you. This book really set it off for me. It really put everything into perspective, and like it saved my life. And then we ended up being in like the same church kind of, and we met each other in person at an event, and he was still with somebody else, but like a year or two down the road, we ended up starting to talk like on a personal level, and he would show me like some of his stuff with his books, and And eventually it developed into a
But he wasn't a crude
relationship.
pig, though.
No, not at all. He
That's so good. See, because there is a difference. Some of them can be disgusting. But I'm glad that he wasn't. Brian, good job.
No, it was really great. And I got the man with the mind I wanted, right?
That's good.
Mhm.
You know, and I was just like, oh my gosh, who would have ever thought that sitting here almost 8 years later, I am with this man. You know,
that's so good though. But do you find,
I think
that's really cool.
Is it hard though with Brian, if you don't mind me asking? I know he's in the chat, but is it hard with Brian having parasocial relationships with other people? How is that? I'm just curious. Is that, does it get weird?
You know, it's really not an issue anymore. Now that I've stopped drinking, I'm less of a crazy person, and like he needs to talk to people in the line of work that he does, you know, and that's helping people. And
right.
And I need to, you know, we both have strong boundaries now, is basically what I'm saying. There's not.
He is in the chat, and he said that, yeah, there you go. Where it is. Brian Wilson.
Oh,
I like the cut of this guy's jib.
That's fantastic.
Oh, that's
Well,
funny.
good job, Jordan. I mean, that's how you really, you know what? That's how you grabbed him. You got
right by the ball.
That's so good.
What? Sam Hyde had a point. It was,
but it is hard. I think they're hard. I think that
in the inverse to women, you don't want your base trad wife. You are describing an autistic man. I don't understand that.
Okay, we don't. Yeah, they're just in the chat. Can we close the chat? How do we close it? There we go. There we go. Because we don't know what they're talking about.
We already said it. It applies.
No, I don't know. My experience.
Right, we already said that it applies.
Well, I didn't like mine. My parasocial relationships were terrible. They were good for a bit, but they got too intense, and it got too easy to get completely caught up and just focus on the wrong thing. And then because they're not real relationships, they end. And it doesn't feel like it feels like you lost friends, but you didn't lose friends. You lost this sort of imaginary para-universe, really. That is what it is. Because at the end of the day, the real people came around, like you ladies, and a few people who are in the chats. And you guys are my real friends. But it is, these parasocial relationships are really, really dangerous, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you ready?
I do. Yeah.
Hurry. Don't worry. I'm not gonna
fuck you, Ollie.
Everyone thinks I'm gonna do without, man.
I'm not going to. I promise. I let them put that up. I told them to put it up. I'm not going to freak
out. What show is that from? I remember it.
Half Baked.
Half Baked.
Half Baked.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We should do a stream Half Baked.
Like literally Half Baked, or just like commentary on the movie?
We could do commentary on the movie.
No, we should do it. We should get Half Baked. We should eat some gummies and do a stream.
I just fall asleep. That would be not very entertaining. Or it would. I don't know. There's some streamers that just sleep and they get millions of viewers.
What?
It's weird.
Yeah, there's some weird shit out there on the interweb.
Like
Aaron learned about cake recently. Aaron, why don't you tell us what you learned about cake?
No, I'm not going to talk about that.
Patty, are you in the chat? She learned about cake sitting. Oh, is it just doing this, or are you pushing it? My kid sent me that. And then I had to because I laugh because every fucking car I've driven, it ends up sounding like that. And I do need a man.
Well, that's strong, independent woman that don't need no man.
Speaking of a car,
yeah, look at this.
I was outside of the.
Oh,
that looks like a smart car to me. And I was outside of the parking ramp in the cities this weekend, and I forgot to send you the picture, but I will. And we were outside Trader Joe's, and there was this teeny tiny little white smart car that was sitting outside a Trader Joe's, and it was like packed. in between these two huge vehicles. I was like, oh my God, Rocky would hate that.
I do. I can't. I actually like. I get like enraged about them. I've had people tell me that if they're gonna buy me a car one day, it's gonna be a fucking smart car. Like honestly, I wouldn't even appreciate it, which is so fucked up. Aaron, you know me. You know me and my fussiness about cars. When I say
a smart car,
I wouldn't appreciate it. I actually genuinely wouldn't.
No, she would
I'd
cry.
fucking know. I would lose my mind.
Upset. Yeah, it would be bad.
They'd think they're being so nice, and I'd lose my shit. I'm sorry about the smart car.
The phone call with the
exactly.
Going and the man heard everything you said at the end of it.
The which?
And then I had to remember the phone call about the car. And then Chantel thought we'd hung up, but we had not hung up. And then she proceeded to go on and on about how she did not want this car and it was horrible.
What a piece of shit the guy was.
And then he calls back and I was like, hi. And then I was like, oh, Chantel's busy. And then he's like, I heard everything she said. And I was like, oh no. It was hilarious.
Oh no, I couldn't have been any rude. I could not have been any ruder if I tried.
I just happened to go that day and we see all this and we had all this car drama. It was hilarious. It was really funny.
It was. I'm very fussy. It's funny because like you're like bitch, beggars can't be choosers, but I'm gonna tell you, this beggar, I'm choosy. I'm a choosy beggar.
It's
because I don't want a
you're
smart car and I don't want a
Virgo.
fucking brown Impala.
You picky bitch.
I am. I don't even know why I am, but I am.
You know what? My favorite car, I'm gonna
Sorry, we got distracted.
Is the Toyota Corolla, and it's like a 2000 Toyota Corolla, and this car's awesome. The favorite thing about it for my daughter is that it has windows that do this, right? It rolls so that you don't have to have electric windows. She thinks that's the coolest thing in the world, and it's a standard. So like nobody's gonna steal it because they can't drive it. So old cars are good, Chantal. They are.
Yes, they are. When all that electric shit.
I like old cars. I just don't want a brown on brown Impala. What, Darna?
I said when all that electric shit.
That was the offer. The guy was trying to offer me this fucking
that are gonna run. I imagine like a whole thing like American or no, not. Oh, what the hell is that movie? Fast and Furious, like 10 or something, when all the cars, like the electric ones, come out of the ramps and like somebody's hacking into them and they're just like driving in the street and crashing into people and shit. No, thank you. It'll be like Maximum Overdrive, that Stephen King novel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like the new G-Wagon.
Right now.
I find this one so poetic.
Baked for me, Potato.
Yeah. We love you, Potato.
Yeah.
Stay baked.
Oh, I love it.
What were you saying? No, but the G-Wagons, the electric G-Wagons, they're actually fucking cool. They're actually fucking cool. They could do a full 360. Just boop, boop, boop. That part is cool.
Oh, what?
So I guess if I was going to get a smart car, it could be a brand new G-Wagon. That'd be okay. I'd be okay. The G-Wagons, Mercedes G-Wagons. It's like
is it Ford made another Festiva? If they made a Festiva again as a smart car, I would totally buy one. Festivas are the shit.
I love those little cars, the old Ford Festiva.
I'm gonna find the G-Wagon
back.
My sister had a little old Ford hatchback. That car was great. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what it was though. I don't think it was a Festiva.
It was probably an Escort.
Yes, I think maybe it was. Yeah. Yeah.
I had one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great car.
See, I prefer something I can go off-roading with. I'm going to be honest with you.
You can take a Festiva off-roading. We took it hunting. We would take it bird hunting and everything down the four-wheeler trails. That thing.
I did take a Chevy Cavalier. I did take a Cavalier off-roading, and I did take a Mazda 3. I did take a Mazda 3, not off-roading, but very close.
I had both of those cars too.
But
weird.
I didn't like it.
You know what's great about those little cars is like they're front wheel drive usually. So the weights in the front, like I could throw my Toyota Corolla into the field and like get it through more mud than like the rear wheel drive non 4x4 truck. Like that little Corolla, it could 4x4 through the field, except, you know, you got to pull the straw out of it, like pull the straw out of all the places it gets stuck to after, but whatever.
That was the Sonoma. My son's dad and I had a GMC Sonoma, and that thing went everywhere, and probably in the ditch a couple of times unintentionally drunk, but whipping shitties, whatever.
Okay, I found the video. I'm gonna upload it here.
When you're 16, what do you do?
I did find the G-Wagon video, Aaron, so I'm gonna upload it in 1 second. You guys keep talking.
So while we're waiting for the video.
Oh, I never did anything like that. I was very
Pickup trucks are overrated for off-roading because they weigh too much. Tire surface area isn't greatly superior to a small car. They just have better clearance.
Yeah.
I would have to.
Yeah, no, I used to drive a Geo Tracker. That was my favorite car. $500. It went on the quad trails. I could go anywhere with it was my favorite vehicle.
You can't find a Geo Tracker or the Suzuki
Sidekick.
You can't find those now because you bought them.
Sorry, there it is, guys.
Push the fucking pack off of the portal, break the turn down.
Give it the G-Wagon.
God damn.
Wow, I do like
we'll put it on one more time. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Push the fucking pack off of the portal, break the pound down. Hit this traffic.
What kind of a drive system has to be going on there?
Like, right? I don't know when we're going to need that.
Geo Metro.
I have no idea.
Those were great little car or little boxes.
Yeah, you can't buy one now because all the dudes bought them and they tricked them out with 4x4 tires and jacked them up and dropped like big engines in them and
they did that to those S10 trucks too and put like lowrider mods on them or whatever.
That's more in the States, I think. I think they do that.
I've seen those for sure.
It's very
at
weird.
little S10s and the
Ford dropping your truck.
And the Ford fucking Ranger.
Yes. Yeah. Or
I
what
love
is it?
The Ford Ranger jacked
Colorado.
up. I like it jacked up.
The Chevy Colorado is a cute little truck too.
Oh yeah, those are newer.
So
right?
So I just want to question the chat now. Did you ever think that you would log on to? Did you ever think you would log on to a stream with 4 women talking and we all end up talking about frickin' trucks and off-roading?
Yeah, no. Right.
After talking about parasocial relationships.
Hey, that could be a parasocial relationship.
We just sort of like
too. I mean,
we've got ADV also
culture behind it.
Oh, there you go. Suzuki
potato rustlers.
Straight
pipe first.
Yeah, and
well, you're so lucky. See, yeah, no, I
straight piped it.
I brought my tracker. I brought my tracker into the what's it called? I brought my tracker into the parade, the Bonus parade. Yeah. We made it into the Denny's float. It was fucking great because it was a convertible. I'm telling you, when I say I got it for $500, there was no floor. There was no floor, and I didn't know until after when I needed somebody to fix the seat because the seat would move. He like moved the mats, and he's like, "What the fuck, Chantel?" And I guess the guy had put mats in the car, like strategically placed them. There were so many of them just to make a floor. There was no floor in this thing. It was completely rusted out. Oh my God, I'm telling you right now. Because it was convertible. It was so much for you guys. It was the funnest vehicle ever.
I'm sure those mats just
get one of those. I'd be happy with that. Even if it was the same shit one.
Yeah.
No, not at all. But it didn't matter to me because I was still happy to go anywhere with it. I didn't give a shit. My daughter hated it. She was like, "Oh my God, Mom, this is embarrassing. People call it the shit box." I'm like, "It's the love box, actually."
It's the love box. Yeah. That's the name for something else, though. The love box.
It was, yeah. Well, on the vagina ship or whatever we're called. What is it called?
Okay, I saw it. The Clitator ship.
I just got a clip of that song, like "Ride, Captain, Ride on the vagina ship." I know that's not the fucking
which song?
I don't know what song it is, but it's a song that my boyfriend plays all the time, and like all I could hear now is about the vagina ship.
Oh, Clitator ship. Okay, yes, that's what it is. A Clitator ship. Oh, fuck, I'm still called a vagina ship, aren't I?
Need to workshop the term.
We do need to work. We do need to. It always needs a little workshop, doesn't it?
Yeah,
just simple.
Good chip lollipop. Oh, I love Shirley Temple. She's so cute. I mean, like, obviously she's old and dead now, but like the little girl.
Yeah, she did have really good
Okay,
girls.
we gotta go back to I just need to know, Jarna or Holly, one of you two was gonna find out what really quick, just because we should probably conclude that one topic. What we're gonna what do you do? How do you avoid getting in a parasocial relationship? Because I fucking personally never want to get in one again.
Well, again, they're not all bad, Rocky. No. They're not all bad. Right? Like if you've read the Harry Potter series, you have a parasocial relationship with Harry Potter. You know?
I listened to it a few times, but I've never watched it or read it. No.
Yeah, but you just need to avoid a parasocial relationship where I guess
there's no healthy boundaries.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Well, so like if they're sending dick pics, for example.
See, this is where we're heading into the cult territory. Yeah. Quite honestly, it is. Like if you want to really be technical about it, like a cult has a leader, you're not supposed to question them. Then the group has to do what they say, or they get kicked out, or ostracized. They gather donations, but they don't tell what the donations are for. They do a lot of indoctrination. Mm-hmm. So a parasocial relationship and a cult are not the same. And so we should...
That's straight up brainwashing. A cult is brainwashing. You're being conditioned to think and feel and spend your money a certain way by my merch. But the real question is you have to ask yourself is, what is me buying this going to do for me personally? And does it give me an endorphin boost? Is it going to help me further like my small business or, like something positive? If all you doing is buying the merch as like you have cool souvenirs and shit, and like you're not really growing as a person in that situation, then it's that's pretty safe sign that that's not something that's very healthy for you, and you should probably exit stage left.
Mm-hmm. I think the number one key is to remember how you feel about it when you don't get it. So your favorite streamer is streaming certain nights a week at a certain time, and then you that you have to miss it for, say, you're going out for dinner with friends, or you have to miss it because your husband wants to watch a movie with you, or your girlfriends want to go to a knitting club or something, and you start pushing away the real relationships, the tangible relationships that are in your life, and replacing it with that addiction that you have to that movie or that online or that chat room is making you avoid your family, or you're not paying attention.
Right.
That's when you know you have a problem.
Yeah, no, that is true. And I remember I would. Yeah.
It's like alcohol or drugs or any other addiction that you have. Like if you put it down and you get that feeling inside of you that you can't live without it, or you need it to feel good, then you have an endorphin or a dopamine addiction, and maybe that's the time to put something away and make that conscious effort to not shut it out of your life, because it is enjoyable and it's fun, but to make sure that you have control on it, because that's the difference between an alcoholic and a social drinker, right? Like an alcoholic gets upset and irritable and needs the alcohol, whereas a social drinker can have a few beers with friends and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Right. Or a social drinker can have a few beers and also end up in the back seat of the truck.
What? What did you
just say?
Well, some people can just have a few beers. Can you not hear me, Erin?
Oh, I can never just have a few, because even when I went a couple years without drinking, and then COVID kind of happened, and I stopped running my sobriety group that I was running because we couldn't have it. And I was like, oh, well, I'll pick up the drink again. And then it was just picked up right where I left off. And it was terrible. It's horrible.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a stream with Canadian Midwestern women. So trucks and off-roading is expected.
Well, there you go.
It is.
Yeah,
best
I'll
thing
add
ever.
to that.
All right, you guys, we're at an hour.
Yeah, we have.
Yes,
right.
you do. All right, we got to wrap it up.
I know. I wanted to add something
because we don't want to brainwash you. We don't want you to be.
Yeah, but here's one more thing. I think that it's super important to remember that we have this like weird tribalistic time that we're in Canada, where it's like you need to fully follow what this leader's telling you. Like even Danielle Smith's followers get like really, really harsh and like in your face, and she's the only one that can save us, and like at you, like their tribe. You know,
the Trumpies.
There's so many tribes that we don't need to call them cults, but you get sucked in and then you're stuck there. And like Canada is full of them right now. And we just have this overall unhealthy kind of like political / online environment. That's what I wanted to add.
I really feel like that's a thing going on in the world because like everybody's trying to figure out who their tribe is, who who is gonna really have their back. And I think there have been mass awakenings in a lot of different areas, groups of things that people are just like, oh my gosh, okay, what I was doing over here wasn't working for me with these people, so I need to find my real people or get back to my roots.
Get back to the face-to-face conversations, the handshaking, because we're ladies, the hugs, the getting together and doing things. And I think the number one thing to keep in mind too is it's okay to have disagreements. It's okay to not agree. It's okay to passionately not agree with each other. Yeah. Like I know
to think for yourself. Like you can think for yourself, come to your own conclusions.
This group of ladies here, there's things that we disagree upon. There's different subjects where we just don't agree on it. But oh my God, that's okay. We're allowed to disagree respectfully.
Fuck you. Yes. You need to die. You need to die right now.
Yeah.
Get made.
Okay, so yes, if you're scared, okay, how about that? Like if you feel anxious to say something that differs from your tribe, if that makes you nervous, you might want to fucking evaluate who you're talking to and who you're hanging out with, because you should be able to have a discussion. You should be able to disagree.
Yeah, and you should
don't be a Scientologist.
No, like pick a cult that's really good. A sex cult. We've already talked about this. It needs to be a super cool sex cult. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna wrap this up just because we don't want to go too far. But
what? Huh?
Exactly.
I don't bleed anymore, you're right. So I don't need to argue about that.
I can't help that I have a wide set vagina and a heavy flow.
I've just got a heavy flow. Like
for those who know that quote.
All right, girls. Okay, we're gonna leave you guys with the thoughts of our periods. I hope you guys had a good stream, and next week will be maybe better, but maybe not. Thank you for watching. I'm hanging out. How do I get out of here? How do I turn it off?
To all the people that tuned in, and to all the people that told us that we couldn't do this.
Yeah. The people that turned in didn't tell us we couldn't do it though.
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
I like that.
We did it. We did it, and we probably will never, ever stop. The more you tell us to shut the fuck up, the more we're going to talk. All right, you guys, have a good night. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday.
Hey.
Good night.